Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Hub back into the video today, and today the Detroit Pistons are trading for Quentin Grimes and Evan Fournier in a big trade with the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks made a huge move today, and I already kind of covered the Knicks trading for Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks. I kind of wanted to go over the part of the Pistons, what the Pistons got and what this means for some of the players that they're acquiring, and let's get into it. So the Pistons obviously are trading Bogdanovic and Burks away to the Knicks, but what are the Pistons getting in return? They're getting Quentin Grimes, Evan Fournier, and also Malachi Flynn with Ryan Artianchigo. I hope I said his name right. Three of those guys haven't played much this season, but Quentin Grimes has been great for the Knicks this year. Great three-point shooter. Has played 45 games this year with 18 starts, 20 minutes per game, 7.3 points per game, 2 rebounds per game. And from three, he is shooting 36.3%. In his 3 seasons with the Knicks, has averaged 9 points per game with 3 rebounds per game and has shot 39% from three. Man, I know Detroit, they're not good at all, but he's going to do some good things for Detroit. He's going to be good. He's going to be really good for Detroit. I think he'll be a good piece for them to have. And then for Evan Fournier, has not played much this season, but still has been in the league for a long time. Has been in the league since the 2012-13 season, and this season has only played in 3 games with 4 points per game. The reason is, he's just been one of those guys this season that is just waiting for this trade deadline day, and that day has arrived. But the bad thing for Evan Fournier is he finally gets traded, but it's a 6 or 7-43 team in the Detroit Pistons, so it's not that great for Evan Fournier. But I would bet pretty much anything Evan Fournier probably gets bought out. But and even if he doesn't get bought out, I could see Fournier getting some playing time with the Pistons. Even though he hasn't played that much this season, hasn't played at all this season, he still looked really good for the Knicks in 21-22 season with 14 points per game. In his career, he's been in the league for 13 seasons now, I believe. This is his 13th season in the league now, and he's averaging 14 points per game in his career. He's a great three-point shooter. Just this season, when he gets playing time, Fournier's a really solid player to have. And I really doubt that the playing time he gets will be with the Detroit Pistons. I imagine that he'll get bought out, and someone who's trying to compete in the postseason will go pick him up. And then the other guy, Malachi Flynn, that's being acquired in this trade, who was just traded to the Knicks a couple weeks ago in the trade, the OG Anunoby trade. Malachi Flynn only played 14 games with the Knicks and played 31 with the Raptors, so 45 games on the year and 12 minutes per game. Has averaged 4.2 points per game this season with 2 assists per game, and from 3, he is shooting 35%. Let's go over the players that the Knicks are receiving in this trade. Bojan Bogdanovic has been having a great season this year, averaging over 20 points per game this season. Has been shooting the ball great. And has been the Pistons' second best player outside of Cade Cunningham. Alec Burks has been one of the best players for the Detroit Pistons off the bench this season, averaging 12.6 points per game, and actually was with the New York Knicks from the 2020-21 season and the 2021-22 season. With the Knicks, he averaged 13 points per game in the 2021 season, and in the 21-22 season, averaged 12 points per game. And he has averaged also 3 rebounds throughout the season. And from 3 this season with Detroit, he is shooting 40%. He's a career three-point shooter, 38.6%. And I'm sure for New York, it'll be great to have him back. I like this trade for Detroit with them getting Quentin Grimes. They're also getting 2 second-round picks as well, if I didn't mention that. They'll probably clear some cap space once they let go of Evan Fournier. Mainly the only reason I like this trade for Detroit is getting Quentin Grimes. But I got to say, for New York, I love this deal for them. You added OG Anunoby. Now you add in Bogdanovic and Burks. You have Brunson. You have Josh Hart. You have Dante DiVincenzo. Hopefully, eventually, you get Julius Randle back soon. That will probably be really soon. And then Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein. The New York Knicks are slowly becoming one of my favorite teams to come out of the Eastern Conference. I think it'd be a hell of a series between the New York Knicks and the Boston Celtics. And I think about this all the time, but it's crazy how we haven't seen a playoff matchup between the New York Knicks and the Boston Celtics in a while. And that's a playoff matchup I've always wanted to see. I always love watching the two teams match up against each other in the regular season. And man, would I love a postseason matchup against those, with those two teams. And right now, I'm starting to think those are the two teams that very well could end up being in the Eastern Conference Finals. And both teams are really good. And the New York Knicks were already scary recently and playing really good basketball, even a little injured without Mitchell Robinson or Julius Randle. And I think they're missing a couple other players as well. But now they go out there and they get Bogdanovich and Burks. And also, they still are waiting to get some players back from injury. I mean, OG has missed a couple games recently. Obviously, Robinson and Randall have been out. So this Knicks team, I'm telling you guys, are going to be really scary in the postseason. And I think they have officially, with Anunoby, Burks, and Bogdanovich, they have won the trade deadline. I have no doubt. Let me know your thoughts on the trade in the comment section for the Pistons and the Knicks, and peace out.